Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Happy Easter Sunday. I hope everyone is well and healthy and finding ways to nourish and take care of yourselves in this time of crisis, epidemic. And it's a pleasure to be with you live here from the Tara Mandala retreat page of the Facebook Cyber Dhatu, the ultimate dimension of virtual reality. I'm Lopön Chandra Easton, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm seeing people join. It's nice to welcome you all onto this Facebook Live webcast. And I am joined here by a couple other Tara Mandala helpers, Lori and Deichen, who will be moderating the call. If you have questions or issues that arise, please feel free to use the chat function in the beneath this image or to the right of the image, wherever you find it on your Facebook screen, and communicate with us and ask questions. So again, my name is Lopön Chandra Easton, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. I am a student and a lineage holder under Lama Tsultrim Alioni and Tara Mandala Retreat Center. And I am joining you for the second time, sharing the very profound practice and mantra recitation of the 20th Tara, Ritro Loma Gyönma. And what I would like to do is first invite all of us together to take a moment and arouse our motivation for our time together. In Buddhism, this is called bodhicitta, a heartfelt wish to practice and awaken for the benefit of ourselves and all beings. And let's drop in for a moment, allow your eyes to close, and take some nice deep breaths into your belly. And release tension with the out-breath, and let yourself arrive more fully in the moment, supported by technology but not controlled by it. Let yourself turn inward to your breath and your body. With each out-breath, release tension, thoughts, concerns, worries as you drop into the present moment with the breath in your body. And then from this place of relaxation and stillness, bring forth a heartfelt prayer, a motivation and aspiration for your life, for your practice, and then enhancing this personal prayer with the aspiration of bodhicitta, the awakened heart, the aspiration, the wish, the sincere motivation to awaken for the benefit of yourself and others. This vast motivation brings vast results. Thank you, everyone. So I hope that you feel that that moment of breathing is like an in-between, a transition moment from the outer world into the inner world as we enter into this meditative space together for this hour that we have together here on Sunday morning, Easter Sunday. And so what I would like to do is spend some time giving you an introduction about who is Tara, why would we meditate or pray to her, and what is this practice that we find in particularly Vajrayana Buddhism or Tantric Buddhism called deity yoga. So why do we do deity practice? What do deities mean? What does it bring about within us? Why is it important? So I'd like to talk about that for a moment, and then I will guide you in about a 30-minute practice of the 20th Tara meditation and mantra. So for the next 25 minutes or so, if you'd like to get out a notebook or just rest in meditation and listen, this is a time where I will offer you some ideas, some contemplations, an orientation, an introduction to the 20th Tara practice, and what she means and why we do it. And then I will guide you in an experiential meditation upon her. And so I hope that you're comfortable. I hope you feel that you have the space to open into a nourishing contemplative mode as we find this mandala together. We rest in this mandala together of practice and community. So, the 20th Tara is one of 21 manifestations of this enlightened energy of the Great Mother. Tara is very much connected with this idea of prajna paramita, which means the perfection of wisdom. And these teachings came around within Buddhism around the turn of the millennium, around the time of Jesus actually. And it was brought about due to a movement towards more integrated experiential access to meditation, to the spiritual life, in an era called the Mahayana era, the great vehicle era within Indian Buddhism around the turn of the millennium. And this idea of prajnaparamita was a philosophical notion that elevated the womb of totality. You could say the quantum field as this pregnant space of possibility, and was articulated in the feminine form. Ultimately, it's beyond gender. But if we were to give this absolute dimension or truth gender, one would say that it had a feminine quality because it had the capacity to give birth to all appearances, to all Buddhas, in fact. Meaning that all beings on the path of their own awakening need to pass through this experience of oneness, of prajnaparamita, the perfection of wisdom, meaning the direct experience of the truth of the way that things are in order to become a Buddha, to be awakened, so to speak. Buddha literally means the awakened one. And so Tara is an expression of this understanding of the Great Mother, meaning the matrix, the genetrix of the awakened state. And her practices became very popular through the Mahayana period and then into the Tantric period within Indian Buddhism. And it's this form of Buddhism that went to Tibet and became established and then flourished within Tibet, the rooftop of the world. And so we're coming at this practice of Tara particularly from the Vajrayana or Tantric Buddhist perspective. And for those of you who are yogis who practice yoga, whether it's asana, pranayama, meditation within the yogic tradition, know that these technologies found in yoga are very much associated with this tantric tradition that was very prominent in India. And it wasn't just a part of the yogic or Hindu tradition. It was very much a part as well of the Tantric Buddhist tradition. And so we see in Buddhism these other forms of yogic techniques like visualization, mantra recitation, movement or asanas, practices to refine the subtle body, the physical body, to purify one's perception so that we can rest more readily in meditation. And so yogas, pranayama, mantra recitation, all of these practices are very much found within Tantric Buddhism as well. And so you'll get a taste of this practice if you're not familiar with it when we do the 20th Tara practice of this tantric way of meditating, of cultivating enlightened states of consciousness so that we can purify our perceptions. And so I'd like to talk for a moment about the practice of deity yoga because it will help us access and understand and feel connected to this practice of the 20th Tara that we'll do in a moment. Deity yoga is an interesting form of tantric technology where we imagine, we pray to a particular enlightened energy, so-called deity, as a way to bring about those qualities within the world, but also bring about those qualities within ourselves. And so one could say that deity practice unlocks the energies of our essential nature, by which we contemplate the forms and qualities of the subtle beings or archetypes outside but inside of us. Also, this practice of deity yoga, where we're practicing, where yoga literally means union or to yoke, to harness. So we're practicing deity yoga as a way to transform our consciousness, to activate the qualities in our own psyche that act as an inner guide. Also, deity yoga helps us to embody the subtle powers of the universe. So it's a channeling practice where we can embody those qualities and bring those forth. This affects us psychologically, spiritually, and even physically. Also, the practice of deity yoga helps to protect us, empower us, and teach us unconditional love, and then even to enlighten us. So I hope that you'll feel a sense of that through this practice today. So for Westerners, we tend to find ourselves in a new universe within this tantric meditative practice of deity yoga, and it seemingly has no equivalent in our own culture. So this is why I feel like it's important right now to just take a few moments to talk about what it is, because as a Westerner myself, I like to understand why I'm doing something. If I don't understand it, I may have less access to it. Now, there are other times when we open into something without too much intellectual understanding and we understand it immediately, intuitively. So, of course, that's always a possibility as well. But I hope to somehow find the middle path between intuition and logic and feed your curiosity through these teachings and practice. So this type of foreignness or newness to this style of meditation can cause us to ask many questions around like, well, why am I doing this? Why am I saying a mantra? And what does it mean? Or why am I visualizing things? Isn't meditation just about emptying the mind? Well, yes, that's a form of meditation. And we find within Buddhism, across the different traditions, techniques that can be categorized in two different ways. There's the non-discursive forms of meditation where we're emptying the mind and observing, but then releasing any attachment onto sensation or thoughts, feelings, emotions. That's more of the non-discursive mode of practice. We also find that in Zen. We find it in Dzogchen, you can say, the Great Perfection within Tibetan Buddhism. And then the other category of practice, which is also very useful and very important, is called discursive meditation, where we actually bring about thoughts, feelings, sensations as a way to cultivate these qualities within us. So even practices like metta meditation, loving kindness, is a form of discursive meditation. Or tonglen, sending and receiving, is a form of discursive meditation where we're using the mind to transform the mind. It's a very potent way to practice. And then taking that even further, we find these practices of mantra visualization where we're sending light and then receiving light from the wisdom beings, the deities. But we are always doing these practices of discursive meditation, especially deity yoga, with an understanding that these expressions of deities and archetypes, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dakinis, Tara, Avalokiteshvara, Medicine Buddha, all of these deities are ultimately an expression of the nature of our own mind, that they are not reified entities or beings out there. And this is very important to understand. And so both in terms of Tara, we can understand this practice as that on one level, on kind of the more introductory ground level, Tara is an energetic expression of enlightened feminine power and potency and enlightenment that we can access and then call to us. So on that relative level, she is an energy that we call to from afar, out there, so to speak. But then on an ultimate, more subtle and essential level, Tara is an expression of our own mind, is an expression of our own essential nature, our essential goodness. Basic goodness is one way to translate that term of the Buddha nature, our essential, pure, from the very beginning, unsullied, uncontrived natural state. So Tara, we can understand her as an expression of that. We are Tara. No matter if you're born as in a male body, a female body, transgender, non-binary, we all have those aspects of Tara, the enlightened divine feminine within us. And so deities are not individuals living in faraway worlds that sometimes come to rescue us. It's very important to understand that. If we realize the true nature of our own minds, the deities reveal themselves as being not different from our own minds. As long as we don't realize our true nature, we live in a duality of self and other. Most of us spend most of our time there, don't we? I'm here, you're over there. We're not the same on a relative level. That's true, and that's a very important thing to understand. It's the way we function and survive. But the deities enter the play of duality through our own perspective, from our perceptions. The deities seem out there. Behind me you'll see a tanka representation of white Tara. She seems to be over there. When we visualize deities out there or feel them, they seem to be out there. But ultimately they are an expression of our own essential nature of mind. One way to think of this that's very helpful is to think of it like appearances in a dream. So like in a dream, if we meet a deity in a dream, we take that deity to be other, and we think the dream body of myself is I. So these appearances of self and other appear very vividly in a dream. We feel them to be real. But in truth, the person perceiving the deity and the deity itself would both be manifestations of your own dream mind, your own dream manifestation, imagination. And your own mind, essentially, is this essential goodness, this kind of prajnaparamita, in fact. We are that. That is us. And so in the same way, for those living in the relative level world, like planet Earth, in your body, in this body, within your family, within your particular situation, this is relative level truth, the relative world, conventional world. Deities, from this perspective, deities appear on a relative level, and yet they're never separate from the essential, more absolute level, which is the nature of your own mind. It's pretty profound way of seeing things, but at the same time, intuitively, it makes a lot of sense, especially when we understand that our waking life is also like a dream. And the practice of meditation is about waking up within this dream existence. And when we see that we have been misperceiving reality by being stuck in duality, and that we wake up to our true nature, it's a moment of liberation, and that is a peak moment of enlightenment, one can say. And actually, you have probably had those experiences. Maybe you didn't know what it was that was happening. And what the masters say is that those experiences of peak awakenings, of pulling back the veil from time to time, are glimpses of the reality of waking up from the dream. And the practice then is about making those glimpses more consistent, threading those moments into uninterrupted experience. And that is what is enlightenment ultimately. So on an ultimate level, our nature of mind is primordially pure. Everything is empty of intrinsic existence, and interconnected in this matrix or cosmic web, the Akashic field, the quantum field, you could say. On a relative level, we appear to be different and separate, and deities are out there, and I'm over here. That's conventional truth. So this understanding of the two truths is a very helpful way to understand deity yoga, because sometimes we may feel like it's important to have devotion to something outside of us. Oh, Tara, please help me. I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling anxious. Please, please help me. I'm, a miserable, suffering human being. And it's helpful to feel that love and inspiration from a divine being out there, whether it's Tara, whether it's God, Jesus, or Avalokiteshvara, or Allah, whatever you feel connected to. It can be helpful to feel the relationship of duality as a devotional practice, which is actually what the bhakta yogis do. They intentionally remain in duality so that they can have that love story, that love affair with the deity, and experience that cosmic love. So I think that's a very important part of the practice. But then what's interesting about the Buddhist practice and other non-dual practices as well is that they take the step further into the experience of non-duality, where we open into the ultimate dimension, where we realize that we have never been separate from Tara, God, Jesus consciousness, Allah. That is actually our own true nature. We are a spark of that divinity. And that is the non-dual experience of unity. And so within this practice of Tara that we'll do soon, you will get to experience first the duality where we pray to her, we ask for blessings, and then the non-duality where we become her and we recognize that we are her, and that we are able to manifest these enlightened healing qualities within us. Because this particular Tara, the 20th Tara, is the Tara who has the power, the superpower to heal epidemics and disease. And that's, of course, why we're here today, so that we can help keep ourselves healthy, but also pray for the healing of the world as a spiritual activism. It's not the only thing we do. Of course, we need to do other forms of activism. I like to say 50% activism, 50% spiritual practice, so that we are in the world, helping the world, hands-on. If you can volunteer, perhaps you're a healthcare practitioner, you're on the front lines. I bow down to you if you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're like me, where your gifts manifest in different ways and you're not out there in the world helping, but you're helping by staying home, then you can find other ways to help through donations or support, offering support to people who are supporting others. There are many ways we can be an activist in the world. And then we can also feed and nourish our internal life so that we have a spiritual activism as well. So this 20th Tara is not meant to be the only thing that you do right now, but it's meant to feed you and support you and keep you healthy and happy, and to help others in ways seen and unseen. So now I would like to talk about this particular Tara, the 20th Tara, Ritro Loma Gyönma, and talk about her iconography, because it tells us a lot. A very important part of this deity yoga is understanding the meaning of the symbols of that particular deity. And so I would like to explain that to you so that when you practice her, you can feel connected to the meaning of the symbols of her form. And so now we can look to the text if you have access to it. I know our moderators are posting different materials for you, and I've asked them to post an updated, improved sadhana that I have written under the guidance of Lama Tsultrim and inspired by the Queen of Great Bliss sadhana on the 21 Taras. And so we are offering you this a PDF of a guided practice of the 20th Tara so that you can use it at home and do it on your own. And if we can get that posted right now, that would be great. I will assume that is happening. And I will continue with a bit of this commentary of the practice before we dive in about 5 minutes. So Tara Ritro Loma Gyönma literally means the Tara who is clothed in leaves. Ritra means mountain, or Ritra, yes, means mountain. Loma means leaves, and we can understand these leaves as medicinal leaves because she is the medicinal Tara. Gyonma means to be adorned or clothed. So she is the Tara who is clothed in medicinal leaves. Her full name is Tara Ritro Loma Gyönma, and that is the Tibetan name. The Sanskrit name is Tara Shabari. Tara Shabari, and that is in your text here. And so in the practice, we begin with some purification breaths, which we will do a simplified form today. And then we begin by imagining Tara Ritro Loma Gyönma in the space in front of us. At the top of the PDF, we've included a beautiful black and white line drawing of her. We also have a color image of her statue at Tara Mandala. I have this wonderful practice card here of her. This is her statue. And you can see that behind her is a halo of saffron orange. It's a little hard to tell on the computer, but that symbolizes her color. She appears in saffron orange color, like a red orange. She has 2 arms and 2 legs. She is a body of light. So she's not like human flesh and bone. She appears in the space in front of us, a body of saffron golden light. And she is in this posture. She's sitting on a lotus and a moon seat, a full moon disk seat. She's a peaceful deity. Whenever a deity is sitting on a moon disk, it means they're peaceful. When they're on a sun disk, it means they're wrathful. And she's sitting in what's called the horse dismounting posture, which means her right leg is slightly forward, stepping into samsara, into the cycle of existence to help beings. And then her left leg is in half lotus, you could say, or in siddhasana, close to her perineum. This symbolizes her resting in nirvana, in samadhi, in meditative absorption of nirvana. So she's part in samsara and part in nirvana. She has 2 arms. Her right arm is at her knee with the palm facing up and forward. And this is the gesture of supreme generosity. So she's offering her blessings in the form of supreme generosity. And then her left hand is at her chest, holding the stem of an utpala lotus flower. So her left hand is in a mudra that's called the 3 jewels mudra. So you can try this mudra. Take your left hand and your thumb and your index finger and press the thumb and index points together. The other 3 fingers splay out, and then bring it to your heart. So this is the refuge granting mudra, or also known as the 3 jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And so she's holding between her thumb and index finger the stem of the utpala flower that then rises up above her left shoulder, and upon the lotus flower is a moon disk and a medicinal container. It's called a zamatog. And so that is her particular symbol. Her symbol is that of the medicinal container holding medicinal herbs that heal epidemics and all beings. So you can't tell so much in the statue, but you can imagine her clothed in leaves. She's adorned with the 13 Sambhogakaya ornaments. I won't go into detail of what that is now for this short call that we have. There's so much more of her iconography that we can explore. But for now, the main thing I'd like to highlight is the very unique aspect of her iconography, which is that there's something very special with her eyes. So her right eye is the sun. And luminous sunlight is radiating out all around the world, throughout all of space, purifying and healing all infectious, contagious diseases. Her left eye is a full moon, and from the full moon of her left eye flows nectar that replenishes and brings about longevity and healing. It restores beings to health. So this dual energy of the solar energy doing away with healing, dispelling disease and epidemics. And then the left eye of the moon is pouring forth a healing nectar, like a soothing lunar nectar. We just had the largest full moon of the year, the pink supermoon. So you can imagine this beautiful lunar nectar descending from her left eye, bringing about wholeness, healing, restoration to health, rejuvenation to all beings. I think that's pretty cool. So in the beginning, we imagine her, we take refuge in bodhicitta, we say some prayers to her, and then she blesses us, and then we become her. So we get to embody this energy in the practice. One thing about her mantra, and then we'll begin. So her mantra is the same as her 10 syllable mantra. It's her root mantra that can be associated with all the different 21 aspects of Tara, particularly with the most prominent Tara, who's green Tara. And it's Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha. That's the 10-syllable root mantra of Tara. Many of you may already know that. The 20th Tara mantra is essentially that, but we take off the last word, swaha, and we insert some more words that bring about the 20th Tara energy. So it's a bit longer, and you will have this in your PDF of the practice, and also we've created a beautiful image of the mantra circling around the seed syllable tam in the middle, which will be what we visualize when we say the mantra. So the 20th Tara mantra is Om Tare Tutare Ture Manohara, Om Tare Tutare Ture Nama Tare Manohara Hunghara Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Nama Tare Manohara Hunghara Swaha. We will recite this many times. We'll do 108 recitations. So hopefully by the end of the practice today, you'll feel more at ease with it. You may even memorize it. And so the meaning of this mantra, often mantras aren't translated, but it is nice to have a sense of what it means. A loose translation of the Tara mantra could be, O Tara, because Tare is the vocative of the word Tara. And Tara literally means the savioress, the one who saves, the protectress. It also means star. So that is what her name means. So Tare means, O Tara. Tutare could mean, I entreat you, or please come swiftly. Tutare. So Om Tare Tutare is Om, the universal sound of consciousness. Om, it's a common way to begin a mantra. Tare is O Tara. Tutare could be, please come, I entreat you. O Tara. Then Ture can also mean, O swift one. May it be so, Swaha. That's the meaning of her short mantra. Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha could be Om, O Tara, I entreat you. O swift one, may it be so. So we're pulling, mantras are energetic keys to aligning ourselves and awakening that energy within us. So we're calling to her with this mantra. The additional syllables that are found on the 20th Tara mantra could be loosely translated as, I'm actually still doing some research with this, but I want to let you in on a little bit of it so that you can connect with the meaning. So Nama Tare means I honor, O Tara. So Nama is the same Indo-European root as to name. So I'm naming Tara. Oh Tara, I name you, I honor you. Nama Tare. Then Mano means mind or heart mind. Mano, it's the same root as manas in Sanskrit. So Mano Hare. Well, Mano Hara. Hara is an interesting symbol, and I am still doing some research on this, but it literally means to take away, to remove, or destroy. It's actually an epithet of Shiva, for those who are familiar with Hinduism. And so Shiva is known as the destroyer, really the one who takes away life, impermanence. So there's a quality of doing away with or destroying negativity of the mind. And then Hung is a bija or seed mantra in Sanskrit, which can mean various things depending on the context. It literally can mean remembrance, reproach, or fear. It's a Hung, it's like a wrathful seed syllable. But it also symbolizes the nature of mind within Buddhist Tantra. So Hung is the seed syllable that we refer to when we talk about the enlightened nature of mind. Swaha literally means may it be so, may it be true. Swaha, so be it. So now let's begin to shift into doing the practice. So I feel like that's enough for now. We don't have time within this hour to go into all the details of who is Tara, what is her iconography. Now I want to just throw you in the deep end of experiencing the practice with this spirit of open-mindedness and beginner's mind. Just let yourself be guided through the practice. So go ahead and start to transition into a comfortable seat. If you want to change your position, please do so. Make sure you're comfortable. And I will guide you through this practice. If you would like to have the PDF in front of you so you can look at it, please do that. That would be wonderful. If you don't, that's also fine. You can just follow along. It can be helpful to have the mantra visible so that when you're learning it, you can at least see it written for a little bit. And then you can close your eyes and just let your mouth move. You know how babies learn how to speak by just watching their parents move their mouth and they move their mouth? That is actually a very beautiful way to learn mantra as well. Just soften, loosen up, and don't get too constricted or forceful with it. Just let it come alive in you over time in a natural progression. So finding a comfortable position, allowing your eyes to close or be slightly hooded. Take some deep breaths into your belly and release any tension, any distraction with the out-breath. In this guided practice today, we'll do a more direct breathing exercise called the 9 relaxation breaths. If you know the 9 purification breaths, which is a bit more complicated yogic breathing, you can go ahead and do that as well right now. But I will guide everyone in the 9 relaxation breaths that we do before many of our meditations at Tara Mandala. So begin by taking a few breaths into any physical tension you may be holding in your body. Hooking that tension with the in-breath, and then release and soften with the out-breath. And with your next few breaths, breathe into any emotional tension, any holding of emotion in the body. Feel where it lives in the body. Inhale, hooking it with the breath. Release with the out-breath. releasing emotional holding with the out-breath. And then with your next few breaths, breathe into any mental tension. Feel where you may be holding worries, concerns. Feel it in your body. Hooking with the in-breath and release with the out-breath. Releasing mental tension with the out-breath. And now, either with the eyes closed or open as you wish, imagine Tara Ritro Loma Gyönma. We can also just call her Tara Ritroma, Ritroma. The color of saffron in the space in front and slightly above you. So she appears yet empty like a rainbow in the sky. This vibrant saffron, red-orange color, a body of light. She is radiant yet empty of solidity, like a rainbow in the sky. And if you don't see her clearly, that's okay. It's also just as powerful to feel her presence. Most important is to feel her presence of love and healing power, appearing in the space above and in front of you. And see her sitting on a lotus and moon disk, the right leg slightly forward, stepping into samsara to help beings. Her left leg slightly pulled in, resting in nirvana. Her left hand is in the gesture of the 3 jewels at her heart and holds the stem of a blue lotus, the utpala flower, a medicinal lotus flower, which rests above her left shoulder. Upon the lotus is a medicinal container called zamato. Her right hand is placed on her right knee and faces upwards, palm open, in the gesture of supreme generosity. She is clothed in medicinal leaves. And from the sun of her right eye shines forth powerful rays of golden light, which destroy all disease and epidemics. And from the moon of her left eye, a rich stream of nectar descends, returning all beings to perfect health. See and feel, sense her in the space in front of you. And we'll recite this prayer of refuge and bodhicitta, either following along by listening, or you can say it out loud to yourself if you're reading the practice. If you wish, you can bring your hands to your heart in prayer. Namo, noble Tara, you who liberates beings from fear and suffering, are the essence of all refuges. I take refuge in your vast loving compassion. In order to place all mother sentient beings in the state of enlightenment, I generate the 2-fold bodhicitta of aspiration and application. Aspiration is the wish through cultivating love, compassion, equanimity, and joy. The bodhicitta of application is the 6 perfections of generosity, diligence, patience, discipline, concentration, and wisdom. Reciting 2 more times. Namo. Noble Tara, you who liberates beings from fear and suffering, are the essence of all refuges. I take refuge in your vast loving compassion, in order to place all mother sentient beings in the state of enlightenment. I generate the 2-fold bodhicitta of aspiration and application. Namo. Noble Tara, you who liberates beings from fear and suffering, are the essence of all refuges. I take refuge in your vast loving compassion, in order to place all mother sentient beings in the state of enlightenment. I generate the 2-fold bodhicitta of aspiration and application. And really feel her presence, her love, her protection, her power, blessing you, witnessing you, providing refuge and healing. And now we move into the next phase of the practice where we sound Tara's seed syllable tam, T-A-M. And with the first sounding of tam, we manifest ourselves as Tara, Ritro Loma Gyönma, clothed in medicinal leaves, saffron in color, peaceful and luminous. So as we sound together, we become her. Our normal body transforms into the luminous saffron-colored Ritro Loma Gyönma. Imagine yourself seated on a moon disk upon a saffron-colored lotus flower. Feel your right leg is extended slightly, stepping down to help beings in samsara. And your left leg is close to your body, symbolizing resting in nirvana. Your left hand is in the gesture of the 3 jewels, holding the stem of the Utpala, a magical blue lotus flower with 1,000 petals, which rests above your left shoulder. Upon the lotus is the medicinal container, the zamatog. And your right hand is resting on your right knee with an open, upward-facing palm in the gesture of supreme generosity. And you are clothed in medicinal leaves. From the sun of your right eye shines golden rays of light, destroying all disease and epidemics. From the moon of your left eye, a rich stream of nectar descends, returning all beings to perfect health. And in your heart chakra is the seed syllable tam, T-A-M. If you can visualize the Tibetan, feel free to do so. Otherwise, the Roman is fine, T-A-M. And this tam sits atop a moon disk within a sphere of orange saffron-colored light. So really imagine yourself as this luminous Tara Ritroma, body of light. And now we'll sound the tum a second time. And this second time we'll imagine that we send rainbow light from the saffron orange tum at your heart. This rainbow light makes offerings to all the Taras, the 20th, but all the other 20 Taras, rainbow colored. And then all the other wisdom beings you may wish to imagine now in front of you. Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, spirit guides. Whomever you wish to invite in the space, filling the sky like clouds. These wisdom beings, jnana sattvas, in the space above you. So we inhale, and then as we sound tum, we imagine this rainbow light making offerings to all wisdom beings. Imagine them receiving this light joyfully. And now then, with the third sounding of tum, the wisdom beings joyfully send rainbow-colored wisdom light back to you, blessing and empowering you. You become fully activated as the luminous saffron-colored Tara Ritoma. Inhale. Receiving that empowerment, that light from all the wisdom beings. And now, fully activated as Tara Ritoma, we recite her mantra, imagining that the mantra circles around the tum at our heart center, counterclockwise. The mantra stands vertically around the edge of the moon disk and faces outward. One helpful tip is to imagine that you look down into your heart space, and within this saffron orb of light is the moon disk. In the center of the moon disk is the tum standing upright, facing forward. And then around the perimeter of the moon disk is Tara, 20th Tara's mantra, standing upright as well and circling counterclockwise. So from above it circles to the left, around, counterclockwise. The most important thing is as we recite the mantra, we feel it generating light, and we send that light of healing energy to all beings everywhere. We'll recite her mantra, Om Tare Tutare Ture Namatare Manohara Hunghara Swaha, for some time. About 108 repetitions will begin slowly, and then I'll speed up a little bit. Eventually you recite the mantra like the buzzing of the bees, and you'll hear what that sounds like. So either following along with the eyes closed or open, contemplating as Ritro Loma Gyönma, the eye of the sun on the right eye, the eye of the moon of the left eye, emanating healing light in all directions from the tum at your heart, from the mantra circling the tum, from the eyes, and from the medicinal vase at your left shoulder. Om Tare Tutare Ture Namatare Manohara Hunghara Swaha. 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Namatare Manohara Honghara 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 Swaha. As you continue to recite the mantra, imagine this golden light emanating out and purifying all COVID-19 viruses. All those suffering from the illness become healed. You can imagine specific people. You can imagine specific groups, cities, counties, countries. Get specific with the visualization and really activate this enlightened healing power of the 20th Tara as we continue with the mantra. Om Tare Tutare Ture Namatare Manohara Honghara Swaha. 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 Go at your own pace. Om Tare Tutare Ture Namatare Manohara Honghara Swaha. 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 Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. Om Dari Tu Dari Ture Namatare Manohara Hong Hara Swaha. And now, the dissolution. Imagine the universe and its inhabitants dissolve into radiant light, and that light dissolves into you as Tara Ritro. And then you dissolve into light from the crown of your head and the soles of your feet, converging at the heart center, dissolving into the saffron color sphere at the heart center, containing the moon disk, the mantra, and the seed syllable. And then the sphere and all its contents dissolve into the tum. And finally, the tum dissolves from the base all the way to the top. And then this dissolves into luminous emptiness. And rest in spacious awareness as long as you like, free of elaborations, fabrications, free of distraction. Just rest for a few moments. The eyes can be open or closed. If you're comfortable with the eyes open, rest with the eyes slightly upward. Relax the gaze, relax the face, the jaw. This open awareness is the ultimate nature of Tara, the nature of your own mind. Just rest. In your own practice, you can rest here as long as you like. And then naturally shifting when discursive thoughts begin, Return to your form as Tara Ritro. So feel yourself as her again, luminous, saffron in color, powerful and fully integrated. Continue with this visualization as you rise from your meditation seat and go about your day. So you re-emerge as Tara Ritro and you move about your day as this medicinal, empowered, awakened energy as Tara. And now we'll conclude our practice and our time together, dedicating any positive energy, any merit of our time and our practice for the benefit of all beings. This is a dedication prayer found at the end of your text. I'll read it out loud. Through this virtue, may I quickly attain the state of noble Tara. May I bring each and every being without exception to that state. May all beings be healthy, free from suffering and its causes, and may they awaken to their true nature. May it be so. Thank you. The colophon at the very end reads, "This sadhana was extracted from the practices of the 21 Taras in the inner sadhana of Dechen Gyalmo, Queen of Great Bliss, from the Longchen Yingtig, heart essence of the vast expanse, in response to the great necessity during the extraordinary time of the pandemic of 2020. May any mistakes be forgiven by the protectors, and may it be of vast benefit to sentient beings." This was composed by yours truly, me, Lopön Chandra, in accordance with instructions from Lama Tsultrim Elioni. We completed this sadhana on the auspicious day of Tara Day, April 1st, 2020. So we offer this to you with open hearts and open hands. May you use it for the benefit of all. May it nourish you and support you in your life and your practice. And may all suffering, may all illness resolve and be satisfied so that we can move on and bring our life to fruition through health and longevity. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Easter Sunday, and may you all be well. Thank you. One thing before I close, I want to encourage you to post all of your mantras on our Facebook page. Up until now, we have accumulated over 500,000 repetitions of the mantra. And then today, depending on how many people were here on the call, we can multiply it by 108, because we did one mala, and we can add that to our accumulation of the mantra. I would love to get to over 1 million repetitions, so let's do this. And of course, it's not about the numbers, it's about the energy, the momentum that we create as practitioners, as a Sangha, to bring healing on many levels, seen and unseen. So please post on our Tara Mandala Retreat Center page. The link is given to you by our moderators as well. You'll have all sorts of resources offered to you through the comment section. And please do post your mantra accumulations as a way to stay connected and motivated to this movement of the 20th Tara. And I thank Lama Tsultrim Elioni for her generosity and her inspiration to all of us to bring Tara alive in the world right now in her many forms. If you would like to learn more about the 21 Taras, including this 20th Tara, you can join me on a wonderful new course I've designed through Tara Mandala called the 21 Taras for the 21st Century. So we'll go through each Tara, learn about each one and her practice and mantra, and then I will also share about lives of women throughout history who have embodied these enlightened energies of the Taras. So it will be a kind of a more relevant exploration of these enlightened qualities of the feminine. All are welcome. And please join me. You'll find that information on the taramandala.org site. 21 Taras for the 21st Century. Please join me then for more practice of the 21 Taras. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.